Good afternoon, YouTubers. This is Angela. I'm coming to you doing another YouTube video. I had a dream sometime, and God allowed me to see in this dream um, the judgment. When I had this dream, it was very clear, it was very vivid. When I woke up to this dream, I was sitting on the side of the bed, and my husband asked me, he said, Angie, what's the matter? And I let him know that I said, hey, I had this dream. It's puzzling to me. Now, when I go over the dream, it seems so simple now. But when I had the dream, it was very baffling to me. I did not know what it meant. In the dream, I had was, let me explain it from the beginning. I saw a window, a very small window. It had like at the top of the window, most windows are square, and this one had an oval shape like that. And in the window, it was very bright light coming out of it. Okay, so I was like, okay. So I'm standing there and I'm looking at all this. The next thing you know, I see a bunch of people walking through a forest or a lot of wooded area, and it was so plain. The people there, um, they were naked, completely nude. Some were looked like they were just clean, very clean. Some were like they had dirt on them or something. They was not so clean. I end up seeing some faces, and I saw soldiers. And the only reason why I knew it was soldiers because even though they were completely nude, I knew they were soldiers because of the armor that they had on. So automatically I knew that those was military soldiers. However, in the dream, even though I knew they was nude, and some dreams you have is kind of chaotic, and however you can't control all the time what goes on in your dream, you just can't control it. However, in this dream, I really did not see their nakedness. I knew that they were nude, but to me it was like a normal part of I'm supposed to see them this way. So I really didn't pay any I can't say paying attention. I'm just gonna say I really didn't notice like, wow, there's naked people walking out here. They need to go put some clothes on. It wasn't looking like that at all. But in my dream, it was it was basically it was like this. They were walking down a trail. Everybody was walking, but they end up meeting at the same end. Okay, and I, in the midst of it, I'm watching. I was like I was standing by a tree, and I'm watching all these people come forth. I'm seeing little bitty kids. Old people. Younger, like in their 20s, teens, middle-aged people, all of age races, all nationalities. Whether you be Korean, Filipino, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Russian. Um, you can be a black Australian. You can be an Indian. I saw all races, all nationalities. Nothing was missing there at all. And when I saw this, I'm like, why am I sitting there? And on one part of the dream, I recognized somebody. It was my niece, which I loved to death. She was coming forth to me naked. Now, in the physical realm, I was in the spiritual realm. I was in a dream. But in the physical realm, if I saw my cousin, oh, not my cousin, I'm sorry. If I saw my niece or a relative, and they didn't have any clothes on, and I'm thinking they're walking, and maybe they're not in their right mind, I'm going to automatically get something to cover them up because I don't want anyone to see their nakedness. But for some reason, I did not see her nakedness. I just saw my loved one walking towards me, and she said to me, she fell down towards me, like I was holding her, like she collapsed, like she was, you know, exhausted, really. And I held her, and she said, Annie, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She had tears pouring down her face. Her face was so wrecked with tears. It's like it was discoloring her face, you know. And you know how tears drop on your face and they leave a little trail right there, and you can tell someone has been crying. Well, it was like it was just running back like this on her face, just running down, and it just left the trail marks, and it lightened up her skin. And my niece is very beautiful, and and I love her so much, I really do. And what happened is she fell before me, and I was holding her. And she said, Annie, I'm so sorry. I do love him. I do love him. And I said, baby, I know you do. She said, but I'm sorry. I did not choose. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I say, well, baby, it was really nothing I could say. I just kept trying to hold her and comfort her. But at the time, at one point in time when I was telling her, no, baby, and I could not tell her. For some reason, I just could not tell her it'll be all right. I end up, some compelled me to let her go. And as I let her go, she knew instantly to release me and to let me go. She couldn't hold on to me. And she got up and she was walking and she was just very sorrowful and she was crying and she was crying. So I began to look around and I was like, wow, where am I? And I tried to wake up from the dream. Because when my niece came to me like that, I'm like, she loved him. And I'm saying, I know that you love him. Did you fall in love? See, you have to understand, my niece is gay. And I, you hate the sin, but you don't hate the person. Because we all sin and fall short of his glory. So it don't matter if you're a thief. It don't matter if you're a murderer. It does not matter if you're an adulterer. It doesn't matter if you're a liar. If you still caught up in that sin when your eyes closed and God forbid or however that happens, and if you still caught up in your sin, no matter how much you proclaim to love the Lord, if you still caught up in your mess and you did not repent and get delivered from that thing that caused you to do what you do, then however, when time of judgment comes, it's going to say, depart from me, I know you not. So we have to realize this. Okay, now, and when I was in the dream, I looked around and I'm seeing the rest, so I decided to follow them. Now, in the dream, I must add, I was fully clothed. I was fully clothed. I knew that I was clothed. I was not nude at all. I was completely clothed. Okay, so what happened was is that when I got to the end and I'm looking at all the people go through the window, the light got really bright when some of the people went through the window. Okay, soon as they stepped through the light, just it was the brightness that's beyond compare of any light. And then when some of the people walked through the window, the light went out. It was dim. It went dark. No light at all. They all went through the same window. They came to the same end. They went through the very same window. There was no other window for them to go through. It's just that when some went through, it was a brightest light I have ever seen. But when the others went through, it was a dim light. And when I saw my niece go through it, the light that was very bright went very dim. Now, when I woke up from the dream, I sat on the side of the bed. I asked my husband about the dream. Now, my husband, normally, he is good at interpretations of dreams. He is a prophet. He is good at interpretation of dreams. But for this one, it stopped him. It came to me a week ago, and I've been meaning to get this up. I just have been so busy. And it came to me, what happened was God revealed to me, he allowed me to see judgment. The people that was walking are naked before God. So therefore, nothing can be hidden in him. Nothing can be hidden from him. He knows all. He sees all. He hears all. Okay? So therefore, nothing can be hidden from God, no matter how much we try to do it. Nothing can be hidden from him. Okay? So therefore, that's where it came from, the clean. There are some that walk upright with God. And even though we sin, sin daily, we got to put that flesh under subjection. They repented. And they try to turn from their ways to do that, to sin like that anymore. Okay? Now, you have those that knew God, that proclaimed that they love God, but they wanted to stay in that worldly thing, whether it be homosexuality, whether it be stealing, whether it be fornication, whether it be adultery, so forth, because we could go on and on. Okay, so therefore, when they went through the window, that was their judgment, that light was shut out. And God said, depart from me, I know you not. But those that were clean and washed clean within his blood, the blood washed them clean. That's why they was clean, and I saw them clean. They walked through the window, and the light was bright, 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 because they was accepting, and God said, come on in. God allowed me to see the judgment. And when I saw that, my heart broke. Because God, imagine if my heart broke. Imagine what it does to God. Imagine what it does to Jesus. So you have to understand this, people. We all fall short. We all sin and fall short of His glory. But if we repent and turn away from that thing that's allowed us to sin at first and try not to sin no more, and we go to Him in whole hearts and with all humble heart, and we humble ourselves and turn from thy wicked ways, one day when we close our eyes, He will say, well done. Because when you close your eyes on this earthly realm, your eyes shall be open again in judgment. The only difference is, do you want Him to let you in the gate, or do you want Him to say, depart from me, I know you not? The question is yours. But don't wait to find out. You might not like your answer.